Good morning, everybody. It's Hope, Solina,
Morning.
and Terri, and we are coming together for real life stories of how our life has changed with natural solutions. And today's topic is toxin-free living. And we have got all kinds of personal stories over the last few years of how this has worked for us. You know me, this is Hope Clark. I've been using essential oils and switched to natural methods about 8 years ago, and have loved what I've experienced. Would love for Solina and Terri to introduce themselves. Solina, would you introduce yourself first?
Yeah, I'm a holistic occupational therapist and work with people of all ages and walks of life. And I incorporate the oils and the toxic-free living concept of doTERRA in every day.
Yeah, me too. I am Terri Byrd. I am a health and life coach and have been using doTERRA in my home for about 9 years now, and love that I have choices for my family that not only help keep our home toxic free, but also allow us to be affected by emotion. It affects our emotions, our mood. It touches everything. So it's such a beautiful way.
Yeah. So toxic-free living, like that wasn't even a thing I was even aware of a few years ago. So this whole concept of like that there's toxins in the things that we're using under our counter or in our kitchen or in our bathrooms. Like when I grew up, we weren't aware. I guess we didn't talk about it. Did you guys talk about that in your home?
No, definitely didn't know it was a thing, like you said.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even really know what toxins were. I remember people starting to talk about toxins a few years ago, and I was like, what's that? I'd grown up on a farm. I grew up, eating a lot of farm-raised foods, but we used bleach and detergents from the store and minimal amounts, but we just bought whatever was on the store shelves and really never looked at labels or never considered what's in it. We just watched the TV ad, and if it said use it, this cleans this, then we used it. And it was really very
I'm thinking of the comic commercial here.
Yeah. I mean, advertising works, marketing works. And that's the thing. Like, it was a huge wake-up call for me a few years ago to realize the advertising agencies are not for our health.
Right.
They are for making a profit. They're for convincing us to buy a product. So learning about what toxic chemicals are and where they're happening around us, and then the fact that they're penetrating so much of our organs and staying there, like that was like huge wake-up call. I'm pulling up a PDF, happy to email it to anybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching on replay. We're going to keep this conversation short and sweet and simple, but really dialed in on toxins today. And so I love how this explains here: toxic substance such as pesticides, car exhaust, cigarette smoke, solvents, radiation, plastics, xenostrogens. That's got to have to do with estrogen.
They alter the estrogen, like in plastics.
Yeah. Or artificial sweeteners and flavor enhancers can cause harm when they enter the body. And the way they're entering our bodies, you see on the right, routes of exposure include inhalation, the most common, skin contact, as some materials can easily pass through unprotected skin, and ingestion. So these chemicals are in the food we're eating, they're in the laundry detergent, soaps we're using, and then they're in the air, pollutants in the air. So, what are these things doing to our bodies? That's the question I think everybody's asking, is what happens to an organic body when you put synthetic crap in?
Yeah, and if you want to take a deep dive, you can look at the documentary on Netflix, Stinks. And that's a great way to dive in and get a really big picture. And it was fascinating to me, and it made it more clear that, doTERRA's way of life is the way. When watching that documentary and realizing that babies are born with over 200 toxins in their body in the moment that they come out of womb. So that lets us know that we're having exposure in all kinds of directions.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So what were some of the first things that you've done that cleaned things out that you noticed? I know, Terri, you were just commenting about respiratory issues and some of the products you were using. What was happening there?
Sure. Well, I think one of the first things that we started using was On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, from mopping the floor, wiping down the counters, being able to still have a clean home. And in fact, it was even better because, our products are antiviral, they're antibacterial, they're antifungal. So you're not just wiping down a counter, you are sanitizing and really cleaning in a wonderful way. But I wasn't going into a full-on asthma attack because of all of the smells. My mom and I before doTERRA, we were very triggered by smells. I couldn't walk into sometimes you walk into a restaurant and or you go to the grocery store at certain times of the day and they're cleaning and you can smell the bleach or you can smell the Fabuloso, and that kind of stuff would trigger us. I mean, I'd go into a wheeze so quickly. And so to now be able to still, but of course you use those products anyway, because number one, you didn't know there was an alternative. And then you didn't know, for us, especially back then, we didn't know that there was even such a thing as your home being toxic to you, or right, your laundry detergent being toxic, or I had no idea. I mean, I knew that there were certain things, right? We called them allergies, right? It would trigger certain laundry products I can't use because my skin will start to itch. I always attributed that to us being really sensitive, and we just have allergies. I read my food labels. I never read the cleaning product labels. Do you know? And so On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, as you just showed that graphic, you can put it in almost anything and everything. We add it to a really stinky laundry. We add it when we're cleaning the dog beds. We add it to the laundry, as we're throwing that in the machine. We clean our countertops with it. We clean, and then when someone's not feeling well, we use that On Guard oil in a capsule to boost our immune systems and feel better. Or we use a soft gel, and that the toothpaste is amazing and has been for years. Again, things that you're using every day that you didn't know added to the toxic load in your body. You think at least I was, when I first started looking at being healthy, you look at the food labels. It has to be all about what I eat. It has to be all about what I'm drinking. Okay, so there's no sodas in the house. But it was a whole nother level to dive into, but what's in the stuff that I'm spraying on my countertop? What's in the stuff that I'm washing my children's clothes with?
Yeah.
And how is that affecting us all? Not only physically, if you have an itchy reaction, but how is it affecting our emotions? How does that scent, affect our brains? Is it part of the reason why your kid can't concentrate in school because the fabric softener in their clothes is affecting them? Like it's just a whole nother level. And it's nice to know that now I don't have to be concerned with it. And I at this point in the game, it's been so long that it's not until I go somewhere else. And, when I go outside of the house, that I'm like, there's a plug-in in this room somewhere, I can smell it, feel it, it's right away. I mean, even my own perfumes that I used to use, I had ones that I would use at certain times of the year, and I would say, oh, well, that one's just a really heavy scent, so I can only use that in the winter months, because it would trigger my asthma and I'd be wheezing from my own perfume or body wash. So what a difference it makes.
Yeah. And I was going to say that I like that you brought up the point of starting with one product. So, I mean, we've evolved a lot. doTERRA is constantly evolving. So we'll have different options for cleaning products or washing products, but, start somewhere. And I think you started with that On Guard product and you were able to use it for multiple purposes in the house, which is so incredible. Same thing, start with your citrus oils mixed with vinegar and water. I mean, there's recipes everywhere. I would mix it in even if people, I was disinfecting my work equipment using those products. So really just start somewhere. But the idea that you can help your body also, I saw Hope put up that image on endocrine disruptors, just putting a couple of drops of lemon, just with lemon alone, I can use it as a degreaser. I can use it as a cleaner. I can use it in my water to detoxify. And that's an inexpensive oil. So folks, let's start somewhere. Let's be proactive, right? It really needs to happen in these times.
You're right. And, you mentioned about cost. A bottle of lemon is what, $11, I think, for 250 drops.
Yeah.
Right now, with the cost of inflation, walk down the cleaning aisle in your local store. You're going to spend $12, $13, $14 for a bottle that doesn't last and do as much as that one does, right? Because you can't take your cleaner off your shelf and drink it in your water. But you can do that with lemon oil. You're 100% right. And On Guard cleaner concentrate, I think, is $14 for a bottle, but you literally use a teaspoon or a tablespoon in a bucket of water to wash the floor. And it's so economical. I think people think to be healthy it's super expensive, and this actually saves you money because you've got one product that can do multiple things.
Yeah. I think it really is it's a mindset shift. It's a realization that in order for our health to improve, we have to take away things. We need to take away toxins, take away toxicity, take away excess, and minimize down to the cleanest, most effective, beneficial for us. That's been a mind shift for me, as a realization that I don't need to do more. I need to do less. I need to do less of specific things. And it creates space for my body to release, to purge, to cleanse.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. I remember cleaning the bathroom and I'd wear a face mask or a bandana. I'd have like goggles or glasses, because my eyes burned from the fumes.
Yep.
and then gloves. So I'm going in to clean my bathroom, but I'm dressed up like a homemade hazmat suit.
Yeah.
And as soon as I had babies in the house, I'm like closing doors and closing them off into other rooms. So they don't, I cleaned the bathroom in the front of the house. Don't go over there for 15 minutes. I've opened the door so it can air out.
Yeah.
Like, even just thinking through that, I realized the programming has gone deep, folks, when we believe the lie, this idea that we have to toxin our house into being clean, and we're all okay with that.
Yeah.
Clean means clean. Clean means healthy. Clean means good. Clean, like our bodies know clean because it feels good. It feels healthy and light and free. And so when I'm cleaning with the On Guard cleaner, I love the Abode line. I mean, just to show some swap out items here for toxin-free living. These are the kinds of things we're living with on a regular here. Personal care, green cleaning items, and then cooking. Like swapping out doTERRA's deodorant for aluminum-based deodorants, or even expensive aluminum-free deodorants that aren't using high-quality essential oils in them. doTERRA's deodorants have higher quality essential oils. Or doTERRA skincare line. It's really affordable, but it has the really high-quality oils for our skin.
And it works really well.
And they all work so well. And the On Guard toothpaste works so well on remineralizing our teeth.
Amazing.
So it's like realizing that, okay, I don't have to stink, and my house doesn't have to be dirty. It can be actually clean, like fresh, vibrant, free, clean. And the process of doing this switch has been amazing, because now I don't wear masks and gloves when I clean my house. I actually have taught all my daughters to clean my house, and I feel safe with them cleaning the house with no gloves and no mask on, because it smells like the Abode cleaner concentrate and On Guard and lemon. And so we're
Yeah.
all like, and dancing and singing and spraying and cleaning.
Yeah.
That's such a, it's like, that's the truth. There's the truth.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Even having all the diffusers around, as opposed to, I used to burn candles all the time, scented candles, you know, but to have a diffuser in the house instead, that, you know, is also not only making your space smell good, but it makes it feel good because it's affecting your mental clarity and your emotions. And then on top of that, it's protecting you from the germs and the, you know, it's just such a win-win on every level, you know. It's amazing.
Yeah, and this may be too much information, but also, instead of using like the poopery or the sprays in the bathroom, I'm super sensitive to smells, and I really don't like to go into a bathroom where somebody's gone to the bathroom. Like, there's just, you know, I'm sensitive. So
yes.
So having one drop of lemon eucalyptus or citronella in your bathroom that people drop into the toilet before they go will make it so everybody can use the space pleasantly, you know. And it's great on missions or when you're sharing a hotel room, you know. Absolutely amazing.
No, that's not too much information. That's actually good information. I never thought about actually dropping a drop in the toilet. I mean, I have my bubble diffuser in the bathroom for that very reason. But
no, it neutralizes things at another level when you drop it into the toilet.
Eucalyptus is the best poopery. It mixes with the acid in a way that's like,
yeah,
and it also has to help keep the toilet cleaner, I'm guessing too, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't have to, you don't have to, I mean, you know, toilet brush so much, scrub so much, because if it's already in there, we've really developed into the poop conversation. Dr. Oz would be so proud of us. But I'm thinking, you know, again, right? Because here's the thing, and that I love about this life that we live. It also makes it easier to be a mom. You know, like a few moments ago when you talked about your homemade hazmat suit, right?
Yeah.
Because as the woman of the house, as the mom, the wife, the things that we go to, the levels that we go to. So to be able to just drop a drop of oil into a toilet, that also helps to keep it clean longer, so that I don't have to scrub, you know, every day or whatever. That's a huge thing too, you know, because that also gives you back some time, which is such a valuable commodity too. You're not necessarily, you know, it makes it just more pleasant. It smells better, you know, but it also is making your time more valuable, so that the time that you're spending with your family is not getting into costume to go tackle a dirty bathroom. And, you know, it's such a different change and shift in our lives.
Yeah, and I think even more, women not becoming toxic or getting toxic to care for people. Like, that's a profound concept right there.
Whoa.
Boom. Yeah.
I was just thinking as you were talking about how caustic the smell of cleaning supplies are, and we cover it up, you know, with the fabuloso island breeze, or
yeah.
Really, there's something caustic underneath it, and you know it's there. You just aren't acknowledging it because it's all you know, and so you push through it. But 20 minutes into cleaning, or 30 minutes into doing laundry or working in your house, and a migraine starts coming on, or a headache, or this irritability, like, and you don't even know it was associated with this aroma. You just think, oh God, I forgot to do this thing. And then there's this list of things, and then this work thing, and then the deadline is coming up. And pretty soon it's a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, and it's supposed to be relaxing. And your house smells good and is clean, but you're irritated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't even know that they're related, because the causticness of the chemicals is so disruptive to our endocrine system. It's so disruptive to our nervous system and our limbic system and our sense of aroma, that now we've got a headache coming on the Sunday afternoon for no reason.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Then things start shifting. Oh no, I need to cancel my plans tonight. I need to lay down. I might be getting sick. And instead, it now is for us such an easy process, such a free, like, breath of fresh air into the house kind of process, where respiratory systems are relaxed and easy. Emotions are light and easy because these oils are so good for our limbic brain, our emotions, and the house is actually clean. It's like we had to turn off the advertisements and the TV ads and get really smart about what our bodies actually feel like.
Yeah.
And who knew that would have to do with what we were cleaning our house with, or toxins. And it has to do with eliminating the things that are caustic.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And this involves everything: the food we're eating, the relationships that we have, or the thoughts we're thinking, and the TV shows we're watching. It's like, remove the caustic, and then suddenly life's better.
Yes.
You have to do less.
Yeah, I love that.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up on toxic-free living? This has been awesome. Thank you for sharing, ladies.
Yeah, no, this is great.
Yeah, it was awesome to hear. I learned something new today about the lemon eucalyptus going in the toilet. I'm going to fix that as soon as we get off.
A game changer.
It's a game changer. That's so awesome.
It's funny. Dr. Hill, was it Dr. Hill who recommended that at convention a couple of years ago?
I don't know if it was Dr. Hill, but I think so. I think it was him, but he went into the whole science on how it neutralizes odor and bacteria. Like, it was deep stuff. I just know it makes my house smell better, and I feel better when I go into the bathroom.
I love that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you for watching, everyone. Again, post down below.
Thank you, guys.
List your comments. Reach out to any of us personally, DM us. And then if you want this PDF, we're happy to email it to you. Hope you have a fabulous day, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Blessings.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good
Bye, guys.
weekend.